functions around poke, around the Jayce, around the Ezreal, and then allowing Knight and Jhin to pick somebody off afterwards.
And just imagine if this Ahri is not on the level 1 fight to the death. On missing another Cosmic Binding, but at least Viper can thread a couple of Mystic shots here. He's flashing forward, he found lethal, and that's first blood going over to Viper.
Yeah, and that's the power that you have with double combat summoners. Really nicely played by the BLG bot lane. Viper using his lethal tempo stacks very aggressively and making sure that he's actually able to look now for another kill.
Oh my goodness! BLG bot lane just put
going to be easily accessible for her without finding herself in a good amount of danger. As On takes a portal.
I do like this response from Tarzan, just being able to bail out Kyle and Hope and hover them. And On, Mr. Worldwide has gotten a little too crunk for the likes of anyone's legend. And Tarzan finally that level 6 breakpoint. On's going to go hunting into the bot jungle. This will force Tarzan to stop his base. However... Wait, On, did you want to take that portal? I guess he's got Knight for backup, but he's got to be able to burn him down. And he definitely does. Why would I ever doubt the GOAT there? And now he's got Shun in his back pocket. Yes, Shanks will be able to clean up at least one, but that baits both lack of true sustained damage for Bilibili Gaming with this. First Dragon starting to take a wallop onto On here, who's just trying to clear some dang vision here, man.
He's just soloing it. All out top side now, though.
Flandra might be in trouble. Good punt away. The flash immediately matched by Flandra, and he gets out alive.
Looking at mid lane, no realm warp from Shanks, no roam timer available to him, means that Flandra will be able to go back to base, and it's Breathe who's found himself a little bit of an advantage in that top lane. May not necessarily be in the gold, but a little bit of hesitancy from Tarzan as he moves down towards his Krugs. He knows that the jungler, for anyone's legend, not quite close enough.
Paranoia, used by Tarzan, goes immediately for Viper, and he just flashes over the wall into the safety of Shun and Knight. Now Shank's trying to flash forward. Rune Prison on a flashless AD carry. That's a recipe for success. Shutdown Bounty going to go into the pockets of Shanks, and anyone's legend continue to climb back the small deficit and even up the game state here for anyone's legend.
Yeah, good power from Aurora, who did get taken down, but what BLG got for this was that dragon, was also a top tier 1 turret entirely into Flandra's pocket. So
for playoffs, and if Flandra's able to perform this well, we'll see how he can translate it. He still has TP. Breathe does not.
On the hunt ready. Paranoia ready. Herald low.
Herald secured. Temper Fate dodged. Paranoia used. Lights are completely off. A TP has come in from Flandra. They're immediately using the Rift Herald, and On's going to take it for a ride. Knight, the first one into the fray. Here comes On around the corner. And it's just a crash into the turret.
All right. Smart pathing actually by On. If he goes through the mid lane, he gets pinged out in front of all of AL and either dies or catalyzes a fight that I don't really were able to find a lot of gold onto the Sivir that Viper did not pick up. But Breathe now in a 1v4.
All right, Brady, let's see how tanky you are at 17 minutes into the game. And without the assistance of a turret, the answer is not tanky enough when it comes to 4.
Later on, I won't necessarily say gets outscaled, but definitely not as easy to play. And now we go for a fight.
Paranoia onto Flandra, following the flash up as well onto his former teammate, and says, back to the Shadow Realm you go. And now Viper might be taken out for a ride on the left side. Breathe just wallops him into the ground. Knight forced to retreat with the Spirit Rush. Breathe looking for that Q3. Doesn't quite land it, but the pressure is still felt as anyone's legend find another successful fight in stopping the BLG.
Arms of a Ryze, who is more than able to take that down.
Back to live. Shooting a little bit in trouble. On trying to follow up onto Flandra. Tempered Fate goes wide, and he's the first one to fall. Flandra now backed up into a corner, trying to escape the clutches of the Cassante, but leans onto the rest of BLG to try and finish off the tank. But meanwhile, the Pandas take the dragon for free, and BLG have successfully been slowed down enough that the Pandas...
We'll have to see if Flandra can utilize this, and again, in the inter-team politics that is going on at BLG that just happens when you have a 6-man roster. This is a big match for Flandra to try and showcase his power, to showcase that if you give me the gold, I can carry. And he's been given the gold, and the second part we'll need to see if he can manifest.
Meanwhile, Shanks solo pushing on the bot side of the map. Flandra on 2 item spike. First shock blast does not connect. But it's enough pressure that BLG are able to finally weather down this tier 1 in the mid lane, open up the map a little bit further, which should give them even more opportunities to try and set up these picks.
For Shanks, so that he's not the one in trouble. A little bit of a pick on the cards.
Oh. Shanks able to dodge the charm, but cannot dodge the tempered fate. Tarzan turns out the lights here with his ultimate, and they turn right onto the MVP contender, but Shanks will not live to tell the tale. Tarzan falls, and it's enough BLG members to finally shroud out the light. Anyone's Legend losing out on their jungle and mid duo as well. All of the honestly great attempts by AL to stabilize the game for themselves while they continue to scale into the later stages of this game 1. But BLG now with Baron buff on their side, we'll see how far they can go, how far they can push. Tier 2 turret in the bot lane, ready to fall with one more successful minion wave push.
BLG, such a good team. Extending their leads, using their Barons, and really now hold on, Tarzan.
Oh, Flandra once again. Tarzan, I know he's your former teammate, but this is a lot of love being shown to who is now a BLG top laner, as Flandra's trying to trade blows onto Hope before he goes down swinging.
Somebody kill him!
It's going to force Kyle's hand to just take the kill credit, but there's too much time spent trying to take out the Jayce, because now here comes Knight, ready to swing on in and pounce. Shun as well, sinking his fangs into the AL corpses. BLG now to carry this one out. Tarzan's still alive, so is Breathe. He goes all out on the Knight, but Viper this time around, able to rally enough Mystic shots into his back, and Tarzan will be the final one to drop. BLG 07 deserved in the chat for on there. He's had a couple of deaths that have been a little too funky for BLG's liking, but he has been the maestro in leading anyone's Legend around. Now, On might be caught out again by Tarzan, and as I say that, classic caster curse moment. On, that's on me, buddy. I apologize. Hope we'll be able to get the kill credit on that one. We'll see if anyone's Legend can find any more. It's just a Raptor camp stolen for Tarzan's liking. BLG still ahead, though, by 4K at the 25-minute mark. Realm Orb trying to cut off Shun, but Shun can just run to mid lane. At the very least, they can try and steal this red buff away. That's it.
Bad angle for AL, but I think the problem is that if they Realm Up immediately onto the Naafiri, then BLG are too close and can line up those skill Guardian shots. Angel, but it's working ever closer to the Ahri.
Uh-oh. Flashroom Prison looking for the 80 carry as Viper tries to flash away, and the magical journey allows him to escape for now. On will be the sacrificial lamb. Tempered Fate does snag 2 and slows down their approach. Tarzan gives his GA up so that the Pandas can slay another in the BLG camp. And now we're 5
of the Guardian Angel beautifully, and are now working on that Baron. Breathe zoning one. Shanks is too low to try and zone the other.
Shun has flash. He has called the pack. Flash from Breathe. Forced to use the W. Brings him into the pit. And it's Tarzan that is clutch.
Push him over the edge. Maybe saving for a death cap. But Shanks, they know that he's here from that blue ward. Is just as strong. Has got 3 completed items with the actualizer plus the arm guard.
Doesn't find Shanks with the charms, but he does find Tarzan. Shun goes in, dumps a bunch of damage with the Hound's Pursuit, but immediately it's a full retreat from the rest of BLG. They cannot dare to walk up when the rest of the map was shrouded in darkness. Knight getting pretty darn low on HP. Shun is thinking about trying to go in for more damage as Viper is laying down the poke with these Mystic shots, and Tarzan was pushed out. He went to a camp to try and get some more HP, and Shun is trying to flip this dragon, but Tarzan has arrived back from the jungle. Can Shun get in? Oh, On's on the wrong side of the tracks. He's bought some time. Shanks dodges the Temper Fate. Shun's back in! And Tarzan once again clutched with the smite, and Shunfield flashes into the wall. That's no good sign. Knight is about to lose all pages of his BM book as Shanks finally slays the MVP contender. BLG lose their lead. They lose all 5, and anyone's Legend are ready to send this one into the base. Only Viper's the last one standing on the side of BLG.
The Baron at their back here for 30 minutes into the game. Anyone's Legend with those grubs as well have got 30 seconds to lay waste to the base of Bilibili Gaming. Baron has just worn off, and Viper going to try to do what he can. Anyone's Legend, the inhibitor of formality, much more. We'll have to wait and see. I feel like they're going to call it a day. Not even take the inhibitor. On the hunt goes out. They know that there are...
Just leaves Hope to whatever abandon and just tries to play for jungle jungle gap. Oh, wait a minute.
That's GA.
Okay, well, Tarzan's going to lose his GA. Can he get out? Paranoia gives him the cover of darkness. He walks out alive. Thank goodness for the side of anyone's legend. I thought I was about to have another caster curse there.
Well, you tried real hard. Fortunately, never have been in.
You can see the gears turning for BLG, where they are recognizing that they cannot just sit idly by and wait for another team fight scenario. They just have to find a pick scenario and immediately spring on the first target that walks up isolated. Hope potentially giving them another window for this next fight.
I said that as the game gets later, BLG's game gets harder, and that's because we need to now see Flandre and Viper land the poke, and not just land the poke, but land it onto crucial targets as well. If it's onto the Cassante, that doesn't matter. But if they can get it on Shanks, if they can get it on Hope, these champions who don't yet have sustain, that's then where the BLG composition can thrive. And if we can see Knight and Jhin pair up, find a target, that could be good as well.
Temper Fate on the Shanks. Paranoia used, trying to give Shanks a way out of this one. As he steps up, looks to force Jhin out of the call of the pack. Tarzan really trying to take out the jungler, but forcing the flash out of him. Flandre sectioned off for the rest of his team, as Shanks will push him out and force a flash out of him. But the rest of BLG ready to fight again, looking at every single low health bar on the side of anyone's legend. They cannot close the distance, but they have gained control of the space here on the top side of the map.
So it looks like it could be a trade Baron for Dragon, but anyone's legend, they are not happy with this, Rafa. They see the low health bars on BLG. They know the Baron's going to slowly chip away at them as well. We see Shanks clearing the way. He'll TP. Can't TP in.
Tarzan not able to pull another miracle. Can't get in to steal it, but Knight will be sacrificed alongside on. The rest of BLG should be able to walk away with the Baron buff on their side, but anyone's legend should have enough time to push through mid and
have
get
a decent amount of attack speed to go alongside this. And we talked about the fact that this game is taking another look. It's BLG who find the Baron, yes, but they do lose Knight, they do lose on. Don't think that there's too much from this that they'll be too sad about.
And your answers have been, or your prayers have been answered, I should say. Hang on. Oh, on. I believe you're the person that's caught out. Magical Journey is just going to lead Tarzan into a wall. And Knight now has to make the hell out of there so that Shanks doesn't lock him up for another kill alongside for anyone's legend.
Got a death cap included in those, so getting access to the backline, not a difficult task for an Ahri, but being able to do something with it, very much dependent on the landing of those spells as AL work their way through the bot lane, find an inhibitor. It's now about whether BLG want to fight afterwards.
Shanks caught by the Bard ultimate. But no one from BLG can even think about a fall.
Now on the pivotal Soul Drake.
My goodness. On taking way too much damage from Shanks there. I'm gonna try and stay a little far back so that he can still contribute a Tempered Fate that may save BLG's game here, depending on who it snags. Dragon has spawned. Jhin tries to leash it. The rest of anyone's legend staying strong as a 5-man core unit, close together. Viper throws out the True Shot Barrage for some crucial poke and some vision. Paranoia used, immediately goes for Jhin. Call the pack, goes up in the air. Breathe flashing forward and says, "Get over here, Flandre!" As he forces the flash out of him over the Dragon Pit wall. 2,000 HP. Shanks is the one that secures the Hex Tech Soul. And anyone's legend love these odds. GA being expended, but it's Hope that runs everyone through with the boomerang blades and slices them down to size. Picks up the quadra kill, and anyone's legend are on the victory march as Hope searches for a penta. On is going to make him work for it, but the rest of the Pandas will make sure that they can end the game one in fashion of pure dominance.
It will be a futile effort running for a Bard, but anyone's legend with a glorious game number one. They absorbed the pressure in the first 15 minutes and came out on top in the latter 25.
The rest of the AL members trying to see if they can feed Hope the penta. Don't think it happened in time, but it's an unofficial one in our hearts. And
okay, so I like this, and this gives AL a route to play through. Again, I think their composition is very vanilla in terms of its identity. It is win early or lose. Now, they do have an opportunity to get Caitlyn
heading into playoffs. 3 camp clear into an immediate bot dive and snowball Hope and Kyle on a winning bot lane duo. I like to see that. Tarzan will pick himself up the first kill of the game. Viper trying to fight back while he still has to deal with this minion wave, but they've let the turret aggro cool down, and now they will lead the dive again, waiting for the flash before committing the W. Unfortunately, Hope still goes down, but BLG suffered 2 deaths.
Yeah, it was really.
At the very least, he can try and steal this respawn Grom. Jhin has other plans, though. Immediately launches the fist right on top of Kael's dome. Kael might be in trouble, but he holds on to the flash. He's confident in his jungler to be able to protect him from harm. And Tarzan able to exchange a common spear, and Kael using the flash over the wall to find the light binding, allowing Hope to excel in the early stage of the game.
Viper does get this wave, and now Shanks on the move. I think he has to flash that wall and commit very early. Viper with no summoner spells. Oh my
goodness.
Whoa. Okay, well, now we flashed over the wall. Okay, it's happened.
Come on, Shanks, just... Okay,
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Bot lane's in, and he wants to inflict some of that love back to Hope and Kael. Tarzan en route, but this time Knight is the first one to try and move from the mid lane. Tarzan's going to interrupt him, but Jhin is ready to back up his mid laner. He got level 6 on this Aurora, but he's ready to hop over the wall. He might have just left Jhin for dead if he can't Vault Breaker back over. He's back in! They caught him by surprise! Oh, what a beautiful bait by Jhin and Knight. As soon as he hops out of the wall, he's still able to ult and reposition back over. But public execution! When did Breathe TP to the bot side of the map? This game is just pure awesomeness right now.
And it is going to be on falling. There's a scuffle in the bot side between the marksmen. Looks like Hope's coming out on top of that one as Breathe finds the second. AL collapse. And BLG do. And the less impressive tend to prioritize those grubs over a dragon, which is live. Jhin goes in.
Knight following up. Shanks tries to drop Tibbers right on top. Jhin, can he get one more auto attack in? Vault Breaker for the shield. Oh, just not enough to be able to take out the Spearman. And Knight does not dare to follow over the wall.
I mean, Knight, you know, he can with the Between Worlds.
Well, for the past 6 minutes, and no one has gone for it. Normally, compositions with Vi would go for it. Oh, Jhin barely gets out alive. Has the turn tail with the cease and desist to see if they can burst out Shanks before one of these two ends up going down. Jhin lands one more punch, and it's a flash wild growth from On to save his jungler's life. Now Tarzan is on the back foot. It's Tarzan that ends up going down, and Kael cannot bail him out this time around.
Hope does find the solo kill down on the bot side, but AL learn very quickly that if they're not playing around their Caitlyn, they're playing around the wrong lane. In a split where, for me, Hope's carry prowess has been called into question. This is a real big game for me, and a real big game for anyone's legend. Can Hope actually carry when he's given the resources?
Ho-ho! Knight.
Who's MVP?
Have fun.
Who was that?
Tarzan sending a message here in game 2 and reminding him who was the front runner for MVP going into the series and who might still be holding on to that conversation. However, Jhin might be able to find Shanks in tow as he was trying to roam back to the mid lane, and Jhin is able to pop him on the other side of that wall.
Yeah, so they do get the dragon here, anyone's legend, but obviously lose out on their mid lane. A good sneaky positioning by Jhin there. Walks over from the Raptor brush, and now they're actually fishing for even more.
That equalizer was a little underwhelming, not gonna lie, but at the very least it zoned Breathe into the rest of BLG. That is my defense there for Flandra.
Yeah, and you know, found 2. Throw the Lux ulti into, well, the brush, spot that nobody's recalling there, and Jhin even gives half of Kael's HP. Flandra, though, feel like he should know that his days are numbered.
Hey, Flandra, hold this bear real quick. Public execution, bang!
Breed even gets a little bit of crystalline overgrowth just for good measure. Shanks looking to tax a wave away from his top laner. Breathe says no, and he's going to find some gold. They're finding out that these plates, they've got some gold in them. That's a good thing to try and get it for themselves.
Hello, Breathe. Remember what happened to you in mid lane a couple minutes ago? Well, get ready for round 2? Question mark? Jhin finally Vault Breaker into Cease and Desist and Wild Growth. A lot of CC, a lot of knockups, and Breathe is still making them work for it. The turret is still ramping up, by the way, but at least BLG were able to dodge out on the initial turret range so that it didn't heat up too much. BLG finally take a tier 1 turret on the top side as well, but AL are making quick work of this tier 2 in the mid lane.
What doth it cost them here, Arthur? And unfortunately, as this game gets later again, reliance on Viper will increase. And anyone's legend sniffing around as Knight... Oof.
Whoa! Tarzan immediately trying to flash for Knight, but the rest of BLG back him on up, and now Tarzan is going to have to pay the price for going in way too boldly. Shanks getting burned to a crisp as he got turned into a Yordle and a cupcake. Hope has nowhere else to go except back into the ground 6 feet under, and Breathe will join him there. BLG wipe away 4, and they can look to the Baron next.
Just for position that they have scales incredibly well. They win out in the...
100% with you on that one. BLG now get to boast a 3.5k gold lead, go into 35, 40 plus minute territory. But BLG right now going to be
the best output for the sort of 5-10 seconds of uptime that you will have. BLG do secure themselves a tier 2. But like I say, just going to be another 5 minutes here where we probably say that it won't happen, but it's definitely not so likely, as Shanks is in fact the one who's being caught out.
Shun just flashing away from the light binding to not only close the distance on the Shanks, but just to make sure that... And now start up the Baron. We'll see if the Pandas can answer.
Okay, Redemption goes down, TP comes in, the Baron's already gone. Nowhere near. Yeah, Yunara later on, she will do this. She will just shred through those objectives, and Breathe, he spots them, doesn't actually get there in time. And look at Jhin on the map here, actually playing a little bit sneaky. So if somebody comes up here a little too far forward, they might be looking for a pick play onto Breathe. This is really smart by Jhin, if somebody can help.
Jhin immediately pops the trigger onto Breathe. Tarzan will at least try and escort him out. Yeah, I don't know where Ornn died from. Must have been in a row from Shanks and Kyle, who were able to catch him as he escaped towards the jungle, leaving his base. So anyone's legend have 5 to 4 for the next 30 seconds here. Might be enough to take out the turret.
That's not nothing here. I mean, like you say, 4v5 is definitely a good boost to have. Fortunately, Knight does a good job at wave clearing, not quite enough to Viper here. Very rarely that you'll see Marksman not go for the last Whisper, but has opted into an Immortal Shield Bow. So has now got himself an extra layer of safety as opposed to an extra iota of damage. Traps are down, but BLG are just walking around them. They'll secure themselves the tier 2 in the mid lane. They'll retreat, they'll find a dragon as well. And I know we mentioned that Cloud Soul not particularly a massive objective for these teams, but again, Yunara with a Cloud Soul, definitely something to be feared.
There's one thing I'm fearing right now, it's Knight's damage. My goodness.
Yeah. Equally worth fearing.
You know what I also fear? You don't need to go that fast before you get a lawsuit. I'm just saying. Well, right now...
I wouldn't call top lane a parking lot, but there was a kid up there.
Can't even continue with my train of thought there. Shun at least expends his GA and will live to tell the tale. Shanks barely makes it out alive alongside Tarzan. And BLG are going to continue the pain train, looking for hope. And Kyle next. The Vault Breaker finds Kyle and clips him in the jaw. And the rest of BLG will be able to push through the mid lane and finally crack open the base of anyone's legend.
Yeah, again, no Baron, but their comp is just better at this stage. It's a 7k lead. There's nothing really that AL can do in this situation. Their composition was win fast or lose. We outlined this from the get-go. They didn't win, nor was it fast. It looks like lose is their next option.
A Grand Starfall for the Hail Mary. We'll see if he can make it. I guess it really does defend the base here. Wow, I wasn't expecting that to be the result of it, but BLG are going to respect AL's numbers here.
I mean, unless they just... So the thing for BLG here is just, why wouldn't you? You know, like, they don't have to end here. They're still stronger. Like, them not ending, they're not pressured by time.
Red buff still on the way. Tarzan trying to see if he can hunt for any members here. Public execution does find one. Oh, holy moly, Knight has been snagged. Okay, BLG. This approach from BLG. Force the pandas to do the dirty work for you, and they can take the debuff from this Baron spawn. Caitlyn trap line set up to cut off their entrance from the river. Jhin is into the pit, 1800 HP, and Jhin gets revenge for all the times Tarzan took the objective away from himself. BLG's jungler.
The rest of BLG were nowhere near, and it felt like he'd gone to top tier 2, just to make sure as they see Vi on the bot side, that's going to be their cue to go and send it.
Reed's trying to push out Knight, but he takes his distance now. Flandra's the only one is somewhat over pushed up. And even then, anyone's legend do not feel confident to spring the trap onto the Rumble, just allowing him to push in what is already an open mid lane, with the inhibitor yet to come back from respawn cooldown.
And this will be the final ditch effort. Knight dodges away.
The public execution comes in way before Tarzan gets involved. Seems like a little bit of dyssynergy there. And Kyle's the first one to get punched back down into the ground. Hope will be blasted by Viper. Picks up the double. Could be a triple kill. Yes, sir. And the GA will only just give Tarzan one last look at the base before it comes crumbling down. And for BLG, we get to see one last full best of
here, which I think definitely not advised. In this case, it is indeed going to be on returning to the Camille support. The heavily nerfed, but Camille's
finish off Hope there.
Hello?
It didn't reset, did it? Oh, okay.
Well, something.
Well, On is just gonna go for the immediate flash, and he falls up with a hook shot. Oh my gosh, what nerves! On just smirks at all of the patch.
Shanks pressure sponge there in the mid lane, done quite well, I think. Absorbs the gank, and this is now giving time over to Hope to slowly rekindle a little bit of the gold.
All right, it's all a bait. No. Oh, the hookshot doesn't quite connect, but you know what? He doesn't need it. Jhin just needs to be able to escape. And the unfortunate thing about Tarzan playing Maokai early on, he's got great CC, not that much damage. And now Viper's going to try to run down Hope. No flash, no cleanse. Viper, he's got lethal tempo stacked up. Not going to be enough.
All right. I think if he wants to play the game smartly, he, you know, catches the wave.
There's already a lot of freak things happening on our screen right now. Viper just wanted to give us a little bit of a normalcy here. Now Tarzan trying to fight over for these chicken nuggets. On deflects it somewhat, forced the hook shot away, and Tarzan gets his prize at the end of it all. But now Jhin is looking for a counterattack here. Tactical sweep. My goodness, how much damage did they put into this Camille W? On clearly has labbed this one out. Shanks finally will be able to get a second kill of the game for AL, but at the cost of his own life.
I mean, AL are playing right into the hands of BLG here. They can play standard and hopefully win out on a late game team fight. Get there. BLG will be more than happy with that.
At least Tarzan's got saplings to be able to scout things for himself. On really has adapted to this Camille W change, leading with it all the time. Hope might be in trouble, cleansing the slow, and that is not going to do nothing for you. BLG. Oh, Viper's sending an arrow down mid lane. Should be spotted here, so Shanks backs off just in time. Unless it hits the Gnar square in the forehead! Woo!
Alrighty. Close.
Another ulti. No this time, it's for On and from Tarzan's Maokai. Shanks lands the knockup. It's still a level 3 Camille. He's quite squishy, but just not enough damage from the Panda crew. Reed looking.
Flandra flashes from a boulder. That'll be it for himself as well. I know that he was given some resources, but being able to use those resources is really, really impressive.
Ooh, the shockwave just a hair too late. Shanks is able to flash that, and now On might pay the price here unless Knight is actually going to force the hand. Oh, more auto attack! The wind-up passive! Can't disrespect that. And On still doesn't even go down despite all...
You're quite right. I think that's probably the best way we could have phrased it here. Both of these teams not particularly bothered about fighting around neutrals, fighting one another though. They definitely are. Breathe. Yoink. Thank you very much. Picks up Flandre. Now down on the bot side.
Oh
Cleanse
my goodness.
comes through.
Hope still will be able to survive it all. Ignite comes through, damages him a bit, and now it's his turn to fire on back. Curtain call. Bullets are flying. Can the fourth one find its mark here? Double beat drop does not land. Yeah. So Ornn is able to space it out, and that is 0 for 4 on bullets finding their target here. Jhin is just gonna look for a quick Drake secure table season rankings here over Flandre.
But as it is, I don't think there are too many top laners that are challenging Zweon currently, as Flandre locks in that red card, gives Tarzan what for. Forces the flash. Alright.
Like that combo. Obviously, you don't see Orianna and Twisted Fate in the same game, at least on the same team together that often. Hope taking some damage there, but just giving Twisted Fate the extra movement speed boost, and then from him ferrying for a quick...
They would just sit versus, you know, mages, absorb everything and be fine. Not going to catch him out here, but he does have to go back.
Whoo! Kyle responding with a flash of his own, matching that of Ornn's, but the shockwave still clips him and ensures that it is a 1-for-1 trade. But for BLG, they will happily take the sacrifices of Camille for the price of a Yone's head.
Alrighty, big move from
just being able to give their team a early game draft, and this time you will smash with it. Well, so far, BLG are living up to the task.
Well, the question is, can they close this one out? Right, problems that we've had thus far are, well, they've not been able to. But feels like BLG are on the right track. It's not like their composition scales poorly. You've got the Ashe, you've got the Orianna, both of those quite powerful. Goodbye half your HP.
Goodbye your flash.
Yeah, goodbye all your HP. I mean, it's a good flash, but is it one that you really wanted to give up to prevent Knight from getting another solo? Or for, it might be his first solo kill, to be fair, but probably not something you wanted to give up.
Jhin trying to steal this blue buff away, but Tarzan's mid laner is not going to be able to join in the fray. Might not matter, though. Oh, the blast cone actually punts Jhin out of the encore. And he's able to reposition, knocks up Hope and says, see you later. But Shanks, already having TP'd in, catches him with a Fate Sealed. And now Jhin, all he can do is just try and see if he can get a 1-for-1, and not going to get it.
Alright, Hope finds a kill. In the top lane, we did see that Flandre found a solo kill on to Breathe.
Oh.
And without Enchanted Crystal Arrow being used either, so, you know, maybe thinking that that could have been the way out. Probably just Flandre getting a little bit of a bush bait and catching out. Now a TP down to this bot side. BLG want to try and take this dragon, even without a jungler.
Knight is spotted on the flank. Here comes the arrow. It parts the Red Sea. Shanks is able to knock up Knight and keep him at a distance, but he's taking a lot of damage as recompense for it. Curtain call, bullets are flying. One more, can it land? No, but it's not. Doesn't even matter. It's the burn from the side of anyone's Legends jungler being able to use that Liandry's Torment and the fully upgraded jungle pet.
So a little bit of bite back from AL here. Flandre is going to find Hope here. Cleanse, why have you done that, Hope? That is completely useless. But it is going to give AL a couple of kills. They also found that dragon, and they got the shutdown on Knight. Now, it did go to Tarzan, who, again, on this Maokai, may be the least likely to do anything with it. Okay, well, there was no ulti from the Ashe, but I think that this Camille ulti is more than enough.
It was not a true 1-for-1. It was a interference from Ornn's Camille. And now Jhin alongside Ornn is running even more interference. Kyle is getting quite low, but Breathe able to escort him back to safety alongside Shanks. Now Tarzan could be the sacrificial lamb here. And that tree is cut down to size back into a Minecraft block. And BLG might have enough time to push in through this tier 1.
Yeah, as far as trees go, BLG were walking out of the forest, and then Tarzan kind of whacked them over the head with the branch as they were leaving. A twisted advance in, not really cost them all that much. As yes, Tarzan finds a small lead for himself, but that's about it. Breathe.
Well, he's gonna find the Mega Gnar onto Knight into the wall, but this Ashe arrow, can it save Knight? Isn't enough time? Yes, it is! Viper!
No.
Oh my god! Still been stellar.
Yeah, I mean, I might even argue he adapted better than Jackie. I know Jackie had the Xerath, but I feel like very few marksmen have been looking to pull out Akali down in their bot lanes, but
Poor Vladimir.
Ezreal, yeah, just look for a Hail Mary down bot lane, don't find anything, gives BLG the inside track on mid. And again, another game that feels like it's been not necessarily forced from AL's hands, but has slowly slipped away in this game. Like, AL have never had a sniff this match at all.
Listen, BLG gonna be sieging on this tier 2 of Ashe Arrow. Doesn't connect. That's okay. AL are gonna pop the Rift Herald just because they have to, and I'm not sure if it's gonna get any value, unfortunately.
It is going to get value. BLG are going to get about 50 gold from it, and it's going to be lovely.
True.
But I mean, what are BLG waiting for? We've got 21 minutes on the clock. Baron is live, but they've done all of the hard work here. They're trying to do all of it without the Baron. So if they can take tier 2, they're diving.
They want to make sure that Ornn doesn't get the play of the game. He's the first one to fall. Knight is going to be the next one on the chopping block, but Viper, just with the flurry of arrows, is able to just gun them all down. This Arrowman looks more like a gunman, and Shun with a beautiful flag and drag flash finds the knock-up onto Shanks. Viper sidestepping almost everything. This guy is just a monster, and he cannot be stopped unless Kyle can get into the fray and find a beat drop from range. But Shun will give his life to trade one back onto Hope, and boy, oh boy, it has not been a good Jhin performance from the AL AD carry. BLG continue to have control of the game.
The fight was going so well for Hope. Like, he did everything right, was playing nicely, got a good set.
Well, Viper just astro glided in that fight. That was some clean movement. And once again, if you are considering who you want, the Destiny on the bot side, and then TP immediately to the top side and say, thank you for showing yourself on the bot side of the map, Tarzan, we will take this Baron for free now.
Alrighty, I mean, that is as good as it gets, to be honest with you. He probably knows that his top lane is dead. Oh, no.
Well, the arrow goes wide, and that should spell something's up. The sombrero flash! I love it.
You know, there was a window where Knight kind of thought, what if he outplays me? He's removed that from contention. That is not a possibility. Sombrero flash, as highlighted. Pretty effective. This Gnar with just the magic resist of Merc Treads, not quite enough to hold up to a 3-item Orianna.
That's one way to mog your opponent in real time. Just use your flash for style points at that rate when you do have a 9.5k gold lead in the bag. And off of that solo kill from Knight, he's going to change his Dark Seal into a Magi Soul Stealer, because he's feeling confident about hitting 25 chapters before this game is over.
I think he's bought it in every game so far this series. Obviously, game 2 went a lot better than game 1, but he did sell it at the end of game number 1 on the Ahri, but finds himself in a position where on this Orianna feels confident enough to burn his flash aggressively for the top laner. So, obviously not holding too many reservations about the book straight after that. If AL, though, can capitalise, I think they'll be in a good spot to take down the Orianna. We have seen that they have got some glimpses of CC chaining between the Gnar and the Seraphine. They have got a good amount of lockdown. It's just about finding it onto the right targets. If they, again, BLG find themselves with 3 carries here. So you have to catch all 3 of them to make it a worthwhile fight.
And with the Baron buff, BLG blasts through the top tier 2 turret, making their way to the inhibitor tower. Shanks able to sidestep the Ashe arrow using the Soul Unbound, and Tarzan is trying to prep himself a flank angle with the Nature's Grasp. Unfortunately, the rest of BLG are going to make their swift exit unless they can catch out Knight. He uses the Rocket Belt to escape the range of the curtain call. Shanks cannot catch up in time to look for, because you are briefly untargetable when that happens. But
yeah, but that doesn't normally do things to your team, to your team's buffs, you know? Oh, hello.
Okay, well, quick flash out of Flandra and a ghost. He's cutting this one out. Does he fancy this 1-for-1? I think he does. Does he pour it back in? Yes, sir. Put me back in the ring with him. But Tarzan is eliminating Flandre from the 1-for-1 successfully, as Shun tried to escape with the flag and drag, but snagged by Breathe with the Mega Gnar ultimate. He tries to flash away. Jay is going to be expended here, caught out on the wrong side of the tracks, and Knight and Viper might be forced to run away from this one. Shockwave only clipping onto Tarzan. Decent damage, but not enough to stop him on his assault here. Knight and Viper on the wrong side of the jungle, but they should be able to make it out with enough time.
Second consecutive large-scale fight that anyone's like, but he's just going to lose the whole window of this Mega Gnar. It's going to have to be the most snappy engage, really, that you've ever seen.
Looks like anyone's Legend are just going to take their chances of fighting a 4-on-5 for now, so that Breathe can pick up this entire wave that is crashing into the top side turret. This is on BLG to try and force the upper hand when Gnar is in mini form and won't be able to regen to Mega anytime soon.
Oh, get back
so
here.
Now, here we go.
Breathe. Okay, TP's in finally. Honor's repositioned with the portal.
He's going to be too late, unless Tarzan can get a Q Smite flash in there. 2000 HP, massive shockwave from the golden left hand and brings anyone's Legend down. BLG will run them further beyond the grave and back into the shadows from where they came from. Shanks, on one last Hail Mary stand, ends up being smited where he once stood, and BLG will be able to finally put to rest the conversation of who is the better squad. Is it the Pandas? Is it Top Esports? Is it Bilibili Gaming? Well, we all know the answer to that. Who emerged at the end of the regular season as the #1 team going into the playoffs.
A 5-man push to close out this series. Anyone's Legend, their bot lane still standing. They will try to hold the line.
Really nice encore flash from Kyle. Is it enough to actually stall this game out? The Shockwave doesn't even get a chance to go off. I take it back.
Hold on.
Legend still has a fight left in them. Triple kill comes out from Hope. And they are going to be looking for more. Flandre barely gets a chance to pour it out. There is a window to force the Baron when Tarzan...
There's an opportunity that we could see a great flip at an Elder. Anyone's Legend here that AL have taken, and it was taken by a minion wave, just to paint the picture for how far behind AL are. Looking for Ornn.
Oh, the Mega Gnar ultimate whiffs on the Ornn. Was trying to look for the quick scoop, but finds no dice. Now Shun is attacking from the right side, ready to cut them off. Flandre with the Destiny will give vision of all 5. And AL are panicking. The GA from Shun will allow him to dive in boldly. Flandre assisting with the gold card. Shockwave hits no one, though. The rest of anyone's Legend are keeping their distance. They're keeping their health bars up. They stay alive. They burn multiple tools from the side of BLG.
And in this late game, Raph, for the power of a Seraphine is not to be undersold. AL establish a little bit here of mid-prio. Sidewave's not in their favor particularly at all here. And Tarzan looking to do a little bit of poke.
Oh, nice poke onto Tarzan. Just go immediately for the tank and the guy that has the smite. It has been eliminated from contention for the side of anyone's Legend. No 50-50s will come from this flip, but anyone's Legend are still pressed to look for the fight anyway. You're absolutely right, Rude. Shun is going to heal off of a camp, and they will play the stalling game. It's 43 seconds before Tarzan respawns on Summoner's Rift.
AL can't afford to give this up. They have to keep trying to keep BLG interested and make sure that this Elder is never taken low enough. They still have some big tools available, but the issue is that the longer this goes, the more likely those big cooldowns are going to come up for BLG. Shockwave up in 10 seconds. TP back in from Knight. AL, this is your last stand.
Breathe is trying to build up rage as fast as possible. 8,000 HP on the Elder Dragon. Shanks getting brought incredibly low. That Soul Unbound is going to take him back to his fate. Breathe tries to go in, stopped immediately in its tracks. Mega Gnar only onto one. Shun gets the GA back up. He's totally fine, and as he dashes back into the Dragon, the rest of BLG are doing all the damage they need to eliminate any last hope from the side of anyone's Legend. Elder Dragon secure comes through, and it's now just the stray marksman left on the board for BLG to clean up. A Shockwave will be overkill at this point, and now it is only the front runner MVP Tarzan who can try and pull off a miracle.
Walk with the wave, protect the minions, BLG. Don't do a silly at this late stage. Jhin cuts off Tarzan. The carry storm down mid lane, and BLG look just as good.
Tarzan, when one last effort will be denied, a miracle. BLG will win the final regular season.